Mystery Mike. Thank you all for tuning in. Well, it's an absolutely gorgeous day here in central Maryland. It's beautiful outside. It makes you want to get out there and do hunting and fishing and anything outside. Alrighty, I got something here neat today. These are some antlers from my hunts in the past. I save every antler that I ever gotten, and I'm going to show you just a couple of them. Alright, here's a little spike with a little bit of dust and dog hair on it, still hanging on it. And what you see here flaking off is I bleached these. I was bleaching a skull of a steer, and I said, I wonder what it would do if I put my antlers in there. Well, anyway, I don't know if I like it or not. I guess it looks okay, but it flakes off, and it was bleach is what I put it in. But anyway, this is a spike, and this spike was taken from Green Ridge, Maryland. And anybody that lives in the state of Maryland and that is a hunter has heard of Green Ridge. Green Ridge is in the western part of Maryland, up in the mountains, and it's give or take 52,000 acres. It's not the one, but one of the biggest state parks in the state of Maryland. Now I'm thinking, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's the biggest, but darn near close to it. But anyway, Green Ridge back in the heyday, I guess, and the reason why I say heyday of hunting is because, from what I understand, if you go up there now, it's not near as many people as it used to be in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. And I often wonder, why is it different up there? And I pray it's not the loss of hunters over the years, but what I think it plays a big part on it is back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and early 90s, the deer in Maryland population was down compared to what it is now. I think back in, I guess the late 90s, it was probably up to 90, 100,000. I'm not quite sure what it is now, but it's way over 100,000, I guarantee you that. And people had to drive farther to go hunting. And for instance, where I grew up as a kid, there were no deer, and I had to drive to other areas, and Green Ridge was one of them out in western Maryland, to where now, where I grew up at, I don't live there now, you can actually hunt deer. So I'm thinking that one of the reasons that people don't go to Green Ridge like they used to is probably one of the reasons is you don't have to drive as far for deer. But getting back to when I used to go up there, it was unbelievable the amount of people that would go hunting there, and the place was harvested very well. To get a big buck out of there was very hard. I'm not going to say they weren't there, because they were, and I got a fairly nice one that I'll show you at a later time. But if you wanted a deer there, you would not pass up anything that was legal. So it wasn't a place you would go for a trophy. It was a place that you would go for meat. And if you seen a legal deer, you would take it, because the opportunity might not be there again. And a legal deer at that time, back in the I'm not quite sure about the 60s, because that's a little before, well, I was born in the 60s, but I didn't start hunting until the early 70s. But from the 70s all the way up through the 90s, it was one horn, 3 inches. And if you got in a good spot and you stayed there all day, the chances of seeing a spike, or at least one horn, 3 inches, were good. But you had to have patience. And I'm not joking. Opening day in the state of Maryland at Green Ridge was one of the most exciting things that you could deer running by, and it was just so exciting. I couldn't wait to go back up there year after year. And the thing is, what you would do, I used to go back as far as I could go to get away from the people, because people don't want to walk too far. And you would hear the shooting up front, and then it would get closer and closer to you as the deer would be pushed back and around. And then before you know it, man, you might see up a herd of maybe 10, 15 deer or so run by you. And you would take your scope and you would scope out and look for the legal size buck. And most likely when a herd come by that big, you would see one in there. Very exciting. Well, this is a spike that came out of Green Ridge. I don't got the date on it, I just got Green Ridge. And there's one. I wish I would have put the date down, but at least I got Green Ridge. So that's a spike there. Okay. Now let me see what I got here. On all these skull caps, I wrote a little bit on it. Each one of these have dust and dog hair and a little bit of cat hair. They were down in my basement. Okay, let me see if I can read this. It says, alright, this deer was taken back in '04, and this was me and my son. This is the first deer that was, matter of fact, I remember this very well. First deer that was taken while my son was with me, and it was with a muzzle loader. And this is back in '04, and this is behind the house. This is behind our house here, where I live now, in Central Maryland, and my son was with me. So it's a very memorable hunt, and I remember getting this in the evening. I think it was 6 or 7 of them that came up on us. And my son was very exciting since this was the first one I got while he was with me hunting. Okay. Alrighty. Just getting some of the dirt and dust off of these here. Not the dirt, but the dust and dog hair and all. Alright. Let's see. Alright. This was a muzzleloader deer, and this was also taken behind the house here. And I'm trying to see now. I don't know. Oh, here's a date. This is '06. Okay. And this was also taken behind the house here. And this was with a muzzleloader. Okay. Now, let me just see. And this is the time of the year the deer will start their rut. Getting back to this one here, I remember this was an evening hunt that I came home from work, and I said to my son, I said, come on, Anthony, we're going to go out and go hunting. And he was real excited. He was too young to have a gun, so he would just go with me. He was still learning about hunting and safety, so he just went with me. And this was before he started hunting safety class, so he would go back with me. And we went back to one of our favorite hunting spots, and we actually had some lawn chairs that we camouflaged and put up in the woods. What was really neat is there was a log that would run down along in front of us, and I believe I brought this up before in one of my other ASMRs. There was a chipmunk, and we would always see that chipmunk, and I name everything Albert. And it was neat because he run back and forth in that log and pop his head up, and we would see him a lot of different times we go hunting back there. And he would always have his cheeks full of acorns, and me and my son would watch it. And I say, look, here's little Albert. But anyway, and I remember it was right before it got dark that evening. There was about 6 or 7 of them come running up, and happened to be one of them, and I got this one here, and that's a very, very memorable hunt because of my son being with me, and I'll never forget it. So, and that was that one here. Here in the state of Maryland, the muzzleloader hunt is going to be starting, I think, right around the 18th or 19th of this month. Now, I haven't been going out muzzleloader hunting because the crossbow has really spoiled me, and during the muzzleloader hunt, I've been just taking my crossbow out. But it's a very exciting time, fall of the year, with the hunting and fishing coming up. So I hope everybody gets out there and does some hunting and fishing. And if you never got into hunting and you would like to, and look up where your closest hunter safety course is, and go ahead and take that up. Get your dad or somebody that's involved in hunting, if they're not involved in hunting, trying to get them involved. And please let me know about any hunting trips or any fishing trips, because just as much as you like to hear my stories, I want to hear your stories. Once again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing, and I want to thank everybody for watching. And if you're thinking about subscribing and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I sure would appreciate that. And everybody, get out there and good luck hunting and good luck fishing. And please do give me some feedback on your hunting and fishing stories. And just remember, be someone important. Be yourself.